Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. Um, I hope you guys can hear me because it's really late at night and I'm trying to be quiet because there's other people sleeping. But I wanted to say something that I've been thinking about all day, and this is something that helped me break free from just things, Rule number one for me is don't seek validation from the 3D. And the reason why I say that is because everything that you see is an illusion. You know what I mean? So you may see something and it may not be real. It's just what you think it is. Like, for example, you may see a woman walking down the street, and as people, our minds have categories, and we automatically put people in categories, and sometimes that cannot be a good thing. So it's important to get outside of your way of thinking sometimes, and outside of your box, to get outside of the categories that you have put things and people in. So basically, what I'm saying is, if you see a woman walking down the street and she's pretty, and you look at her and you think, okay, that's a woman walking down the street, that's what you see. But what if that's an illusion? What if that's actually a man? Not everything that you see is what it is. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm trying to find a better example for this, but we sometimes can be limited to our mindset and the information that we have been given. And a lot of people have been told who they are instead of figuring that out for themselves. And they have been told what the world is instead of coming up with their own observation. So basically what I'm saying is, not everything in the material world, not everything on earth, not everything that you see is actually real. It's not actually literal. A lot of people are taking in information through their perspective, but their perspective it's not the only perspective, and it doesn't make it right. So let's get that out the way, that not everything that you see is what it looks like. So why would I seek validation from the 3D world? And the way that this ties into manifesting is, if what I see around me is struggling or negative, or say I don't have what my desires are, basically that doesn't mean that it's true. Because if you're manifesting something, you have to look into your mind for validation, not into the world for validation. Because when it comes to creating what you want from here, looking for validation from the material world is gonna fail you. If you say, okay, I'm rich, I have $1 million in my bank account or something, and then you look in your bank account and you're like, oh, my bank account must be wrong. I can't manifest. This manifestation don't work. I'm not good at manifesting. Okay, well, that's not how it works. you're steady looking into this world for validation, and the whole point is to look in here for validation and be assured of yourself and what you want so that you believe it. Now you're vibrating on that same frequency and you're attracting that in. This book called Ancient Future by Wayne B. Chandler talks about vibration. The ancient chemists knew that everything has a vibration. So think about what you're vibrating on. Like, does that make sense? Imagine to be thank you. That's really sweet. Okay, so guys, what I'm saying is I need y'all to think bigger, okay? Get out of the box that you're in. That's what I'm saying to you, to try to understand. It's not about if you agree, okay? If you agree or you disagree, like fine, cool, whatever. But what I'm saying is get outside of everything that you've been taught to think like and try to understand what I'm saying. Because basically when it comes to manifesting, the 3D is gonna fail you every time if you depend on it to believe in yourself. And I'm not gonna say every time, like there are ego boosts, there is validation in it. Once you start to see stuff play out, which is not a bad thing in my opinion. But what I'm saying is like, you're poor if you believe that you're poor. And I'm not saying that there aren't people in this world who like aren't hurting, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is you're gonna be poor as long as you believe that you are poor. If you have already put yourself in that category, what is the point of even seeing if anything else beyond that matter can even happen or manifest? You know what I'm saying? Like, you've already put yourself in that category because of your circumstances. The reason why I keep going, doing what I do, is because your circumstances does not define who you are and what you're able to do and what's promised for you. It literally doesn't. It holds no validation in that area, like at all. I feel like the biggest part to manifesting is like trusting, and trusting Great Mother that she's going to provide everything that you need. Like she does the birds, the bees, like she does everything, you know, when humans don't come and F it up. You know what I mean? The Great Mother provides everything. So part of that manifesting, for me, it was just a big lesson that I learned, is just allow her to have a plan for you. Like, already have that connection, and that's where yoga comes in, is having that connection within yourself and within the Great Mother of everything within yourself, so you have that knowing and your contempt in your physical place and in where you are now. You do understand what I'm saying? Like, basically, when you're manifesting, there's a knowing that you have right before it swooshes into your physical reality. Now pause for a moment and watch this. Look around you right now. What do you see? Just look around you and name something that you see. Right now I see a fork. I see money. Right now I see a coconut water in a bottle. Okay? And I also see a phone. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on, because I want to make this Q&A. If that's the case, literally almost everything that I just named had been thought of before it was invented into the physical world. When I thought about that, I was like, everything that has been invented existed up here first. There is a universe, a galactic network inside each and every one of us. We're just in a physical vessel. So my thing is, before a cup came into a physical existence, it was somebody thought about it. Somebody was like, I want to stop holding water like this or something like that. Like, I want something I can hold and I can put water or liquids into it. Before photos existed, somebody was like, what if I could just, you know what I mean? If I could just, just, I don't know what it is yet, but what if I could just, okay, so if that's the case, if everything was thought about before, the people who created those things weren't looking in the 3D world for validation. It's like, oh, well, I don't see it here, so that must mean it doesn't exist. That must mean it can't happen. That if that was the case, literally nothing would exist. That's why inventing things is a thing, and inventing is manifesting. Because if you don't believe in manifesting, you're on a phone right now looking at me in a different location live. And I'm sure years and years and years ago, people said that that was crazy and that they probably would think that only God could do that or something like that. Now we're here today and it literally exists because somebody thought about it first and they manifested it into this physical reality. So when I thought about that, I'm like, well, that makes so much sense in a way that set me free, because I don't have to depend on my circumstances. I don't have to depend on people. I don't have to depend on this and that to validate anything that I'm trying to do. I saw it in here. I know why I'm doing it. And I'm using my principles in order to do it. No hurt, harm, or danger to anyone around me. Respect for people, respect for nature. Okay, I checked those boxes. Why not create it? So for me, when it comes to manifestation, either you have it or you don't. Decide that you have it. Okay. It's literally it's your life. You know what I mean? And it reminds me of children. Children teach you so much because they are very imaginative and expressive, and they believe that they can do anything, and they literally believe that until somebody tells them that they can't do it, and they believe them. And now they're seeking that validation again in another place to believe that they can do that. You know what I mean? Stop. You don't need validation from the world. You don't need validation. And it's kind of for me, it's kind of harnessing that kid energy back again, where you had imagination and freedom, and you were a superhero, and you were a princess, or you were to whatever you wanted to be. So at the end of the day, now that I've like learned that lesson, I don't depend on the outside world or people to validate me in what I believe that I can do, like, or believe that that is my mission. I don't need that. Like, I literally see it up here. I decided that I have it, so I have it now. That's it to it. I decided that I'm rich, so I'm rich now. That's it to it. Now, if you want to go deeper into like quantum physics, well, quantum physics says something like along the lines of there are different quantum realities, and you're able to jump into a completely different reality by changing your mental state of how you think and how you feel. So I mean, if that's the case, if we're using this ideology that the um, ancient Egyptians had, was that everything had vibration. If you're vibrating on a frequency of abundance, like of like no self-doubt, like if you ascend to that level, like, and I'm talking about just pure like bliss, then you're basically like unstoppable. That's it. Like, so basically what I'm saying is don't depend on the 4D. Don't depend on the 4D for validation. Okay? Depend on here for validation. And if you have doubt, when you have doubt, you tell yourself, not even that you tell yourself, you connect with your heart, and you connect with like that God that you know is there. Like, there's something warm within like all of us that and if it's not in you, you can like activate it, but it just feels like there's something like a warm comfort in all of us that is like we are children of something, like something greater and beautiful. And especially when you're in nature and you just see Mother Nature, you know that this is like you're not alone. So if you feel doubt, you can go within and you can say like talk and get that reassurance that like I trust that this is not happening to me, this is happening for me, or there is a bigger plan for me, there is a bigger plan for the world. I don't know why this happened. I don't know why this is like it is, but I will release that and I will let it go. And I will trust that there is a greater plan for me, because there is. And it's like when you do that, like I've been doing that a lot recently, and things have literally just been changing for me. Like, and I've smiled more. Like I don't feel the need to have so much. You know what I mean? I don't feel the need to play fair in an unfair world, if that makes sense. Like, I don't feel super duper attached to everything, if that makes sense. Like, because I know, and I don't feel the need to ask so many whys. What I used to do a lot of the time is I used to I'm gonna pin this. Can I pin this? Smash that subscribe button. Thank you, TT V Nelson. I'm gonna pin that. But yeah, like, what was I saying? Thank you. Oh, but like, oh, okay, I know what I was saying. So, a lot of the times I used to say, um, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, basically, just like worrying. And honestly, it's okay to ask yourself those questions, but if you're doing it in a way where it's like super critical, and excuse me, and it also like in a way it sounds like you're kind of like criticizing yourself and beating yourself up, then okay, watch how you talk to yourself. But I used to be the person that would be like, how are we gonna do this? Like, how are we gonna do that? You know what I mean? Or like when my significant other would be like, I have an idea, and I'd be like, how are we gonna this? How are we gonna that? How are we gonna this? How are we gonna that? And honestly, like, just thinking about life, like, stuff be happening, and it's like, how do you even, it just, I don't know, it's just, like, things just kind of just happen. So it's like, I can come up with all these ways of how and how and how, but the world is full of beautiful possibilities. I can't limit myself to the hows. You know what I mean? I don't think like that anymore because I know that there's a bigger plan that is beyond what I may know now. You know what I mean? Or the mindset that I have now. So if it is questions that I can't answer, I say, well, so let it be, because if I'm sure that it'll happen, I let it happen. And it just happens. And like, that's kind of how it's been in my life. Like, things kind of happen in a way that would kind of be unexplainable to my past self. Like, if I was explaining it to my past self would be like, that is a way, but it's like, why? Like, that's a interesting way. Basically, what I'm saying is, life works in mysterious ways. Great Mother works in mysterious ways. And we don't always know that, but that doesn't mean that we need to doubt what's promised for us. Like, and it makes me think of this world, like, and I know a lot of bad things are happening, especially like with Mother Nature. And it's like, I don't know why it's happening, but I do trust that there will be a bigger outcome for the universe in total. I'm not justifying struggling. I'm not justifying things being bad. I'm not that person, but I am saying that, like, I don't know why, and I feel in my heart that there is a bigger purpose. Okay, so now that we got that, I want to do a meditation really quick of, let me see, which meditation do I want to do? I want to do a meditation of abundance, and kind of like a meditation where we call into the good possibilities and just beautiful energy, like, into our heart, and letting go of baggage that we may be attached to or carrying. So let's sit in your seats. Let's sit tall, back straight, spine straight, and if you need to, feel free to lay down as well. And let's breathe. Let's just inhale through our nose and slightly through our lips. Hold the air in as you expand your lungs, and exhale. Let the air fall out very slowly and inhale again. And exhale, relaxing your shoulders and slowly letting everything go. Slowly relaxing. Continue to breathe. Whatever your mind may be jumping to, bring it back to your heart. Bring it back to your heartbeat. And let's take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, I want you to relax your shoulders and any strings of stress that has been attached to you, let that fall off of your body. I want you to feel your heart, and I want you to feel warmth, and I want you to call in the warmth of love and everything you need and more into your heart. Embody the emotion of satisfaction and contentment and gratefulness, and continue to breathe. Bring yourself to something that makes you feel abundant and beautiful, and feel it in this moment. Feel the sun shining on your face. Feel the love. And in another deep breath, I want you to understand that this is yours to keep and yours to live by. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and roll your shoulders out. Y'all, that was just a little teaser. That was a abundance manifestation meditation really quick. I hope y'all liked it. And click the link in my bio to book a consultation with me and to get my Manifesting Money ebook, the 5-step activation to manifesting money, to changing your mindset when it comes to money. That's in the link in my bio. And then also book a consultation for private one-on-one coaching. I teach yoga and meditation that's personalized and customized to your tailored needs. And I also may include EFT tapping, which is emotional freedom tapping. Is the tapping of acupuncture points in your body. And also journaling and a safe place to talk to about, like, talk to someone about like anything It's confidential. And also I do one-on-one nervous system reset workshops. So I do host nervous system reset workshops for groups, and I have another one coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. But I do that one-on-one so somebody can get a more personalized approach to the nervous system reset. And with that being said, click the link in my bio, like and subscribe, and thank y'all for coming. Y'all have a good night.